Hey everyone, Manda here. I'm just sharing this layout at the start there to show you a page I did for my family history album last year, and it was of my grandparents' wedding. And I was never really happy with the page, but this morning I was catching up on some YouTube videos and I saw a page by Irit Landgraf. I'm sorry, Irit, if I've said your name wrong, where she did some stamping and misting onto a background and also used some Heidi Swap mixed company papers, and I thought I just loved the layout. So I thought that's what I'm going to do with this photo and redo the layout. So that was the layout that I'm rebooting. I started off with a huge doily stamp that's from Stamping Up. I think it's a few years old. And then I just used some white embossing powder and dried that off. And I'm also using a Ritz technique of spraying mist onto packaging and then kind of putting it down to give a watercolor effect. I had never seen that till this morning, and I think it's brilliant. I love it. This is like my new favorite technique. So thank you. Thank you, Eric. You will see me doing this all the time now. I'm just using there, I think this is Mr. Huey, and that's sea foam. And the other one I use is a vintage, sorry, it's like a vintage photo color, but I think it's called Shell. I just liked the kind of vintage look it gave. Now, when I did the first layout, I made the trap that a lot of people do when they're scrapping old black and white photos, and that is if it's black and white or sepia and like it's an old photo, family history style thing, then you need to do it in traditional papers and things like that. And as you could see on the first layout, it was very brown. It really didn't do the picture justice. Yeah, so I wanted to redo it. This is a photo of my grandmother and grandfather on their wedding day. There's not a lot of photos from the day left or anything prior to, I think, around my mum's 7th birthday. Their house was in the Maitland 1955 flood, and unfortunately, they lost pretty much everything. They lived right by the river, and when the flood happened, they literally had suitcases and they left. They ran down the street, and my mum wasn't going without the cats, so my grandfather had to put the cats in one of the suitcases. So, yeah, but they lost everything. So the few photos they do have are very special. My mum loves family history, and she has tracked our family way back. I think like to William the Conqueror or something crazy. Like, yeah, like crazy, crazy far back, like 1500 and something. Um, so we do have lots of records in that, and when she can find copies of photos and that from our family history, she gets them. So I'm kind of putting together an album for her of family photos and older photos. Anyway, I took this piece of paper from Heidi Swap Mix Company. Now, I have had this piece of paper forever, but when it came, I was going to use it just as a background piece because it matched the 6x6 pad that I used to mount my photo on. When it came time to put it down as a background paper, suddenly this piece of paper that I've had for God knows how long, I couldn't live without, so I had to gut it first. Mind you, you'll probably never see me use that piece of paper again and it'll end up in some kind of scrap bag that goes to charity. But anyway, I used these blue flowers. I had these for ages and I really couldn't think of what to do with them. And when I saw Aret's video this morning, I went, that is it, I'm using them. Because obviously you can't tell in the sepia photo, my grandmother's dress was cornflower blue. So that's all I kind of know about that. I have touched up this photo a little bit in Photoshop because there were so many cracks and quite a bit of damage from when the flood came. And just from old age. So I'm just using some more Heidi Swap pieces. I think this is from the Hello Today collection, and just they are some silver hearts. Having a good old dig through there for some more ephemera, but I don't really find anything I want to use. But I do have these, what are they? sequin rub-ons, and I decided to use them so they kind of look like confetti, because it is a wedding page, I guess. And I was quite surprised. These are really strong little fellows. And I think we all know how much I hate Mr. Rub-On, but these work really well, and they even went over the embossed pieces and stayed down, so that was great. And for the title, I decided to use some more of those stickers from the latest, one of the recent Heidi Swap collections. And it's those tiny die cut stickers. And you'll see when I try and put it down, they tear really, really easily. Sorry, I'm way ahead of myself. So yeah, so these stickers, they're really thin die cut, and they just, they are so hard to get down. I don't know. You've got to be really careful. And I've got big fumbly fingers, so I don't know. You can see I tear it there and pull it a bit. But I eventually get it down. And the other word I'm using from the sheet is moments, but because this is just really one moment caught in time, I decided to cut the S off the end. You'll see me do that in a second. And because the script is kind of like drawn out at the end, once I cut the S off, it looks really, I don't know, pretty much like it's been cut short, which it has. So I take another little heart and stick on the end there. And that is pretty much my finished page. I think I moved things around, put a few more sequin confetti on there, but that's it. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm really, really happy with this one compared to what it was like before. I'm going to put another picture of the old one at the end here so you can see it, and some close-ups of this one. Thank you so much for joining me here. Have a great day, and I'll be back again soon. Bye.